Welcome back to This Week Inside Sim Racing. Sean Cole here with Darren Ganji. And first up on the second half of the show, we said Sim Rig of the Week, but it's actually Sim Dash of the Week. And this Sim Dash is coming to us from Logan Wicker, who is actually one of the winners of the Derek Spear Track Boss Button Box in our Black Ice at the Rock 200 event. Logan sent us his picture, and he's actually not going to use the button box because he's got this awesome Sim Dash.
Completely custom built.
Dude, is this one of the coolest dashes you've seen?
Well, and this is taking the desktop racer to a different level. Because, I mean, this kind of looks like it's still a desktop.
Yeah, it's really cool. It got the G27 integrated right into it. Buttons, toggle switches, all sorts of stuff. SLI it looks like too. So.
Yeah, fancy little carbon fiber covering it looks like.
Yep, and he's running triple Dells. So quite a cool setup, Logan. Thanks for sharing it. And since he's got this button box, or he's already got this awesome dash, he's given that button box to his 16-year-old son, Mark. And he's already created this mount for it. Man, he can create some cool stuff.
Yeah, now his son's already on his way to having his own cool Sim Dash.
Yep. So again, Logan, congratulations on winning that button box, which, by the way, he loves, says it's really high quality, so he really appreciated getting that. And his son's really, Mark, hi Mark, is really looking forward to getting going with it and giving it a spin. So anyway, thanks for sharing those pictures, and congratulations again. We'd send you a sticker, but we already did with your, maybe we'll send you one for your, if you want, Logan, send me another email. If you want one for your son, we'll go ahead and send you one out.
Fair enough.
Yep. So next up, talked about the 2.4 Hours of Daytona. This year didn't go so well.
No, before we even get to this topic, I don't think there's anything that you and I put more energy into and are more enthusiastic about than this particular race. I mean, this is my favorite race of the year right now.
And that's probably where my demise started, honestly. Because I didn't put the amount of effort that I should have put into pre-race. I ran a lot of laps, but probably didn't run enough full fuel loads, and just overall wasn't as prepared as I was last year. So you go first.
Do you want me to tell you about it, or you want me to just show you how it played out that day?
Why don't we just play both of our videos from that day? Just little quick recaps. Anyway, Sean and I both filmed kind of over the shoulder stuff, did some talking into the camera. We're just gonna let you see what happened. Hey there. So this is my little 2.4 Hours of Daytona video. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up during the race. But I'm gonna film from here. And this is the first event Friday night. Gonna kind of use this as practice, really. I mean, not that I'm not gonna go all out, but I am. New build just came out, and with the new tranny model, I think it's a little bit slower shifting, so not gonna bother trying to qualify. I qualified last night with a 137.8, which I think is gonna be pretty good. It's I was like 85th out of 400, just a little bit faster than Sean. Sean ran a 138 flat. So, gonna film the whole thing from here, and after my race, we've got about 2 hours, so gonna film some practice, and then after my race, gonna right after the race do a little quick recap of what happened, and you can see my emotions and how much adrenaline's flowing, maybe some sweat or whatever. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I just hit you that code. Pit party, pit party.
I still got fall, hold on. Hold on, Darren.
You guys hear the brake squeal?
Okay, I'm ready. Oh yeah, that's great.
drifting around that whole thing. People are starting to join the race. Let's see what Terry wants. Hello? Hello? I'm getting prepared for the race. 92 people have joined.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit to join. I was gonna get my computer a little cool off session before I.
Oh, you're cooling off your computer.
No, I left it off. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be running high for the next 2 hours and 40. Well, actually 3 hours to 20 minutes of practice.
Alrighty, there you saw it. 1,029. And we got a 20-second staging going on here, and then any second I'm gonna see the join tab and gonna have everybody split up. And then I think there's about a 20-minute warm-up session just so all the splits can get arranged. Everybody's got plenty of time to join. So here we go.
So as you can see, I got my rig all ready to go. I've been practicing for a little over a week now. Pretty comfortable with my setup, but not quite where I'd really want to be. Qualified with a 138.083, which not bad, but nowhere near that top split. Anyway, you can see there's about, coming up on 1,000 people getting ready for this race. This race being the 2.4 Hours of Daytona, running the Riley prototype. I am thrilled. Darren's over at his house running it as well. And we got a little thing. We're always competitive with each other, but at the same time, we both want to do well. Don't know if we're going to be in the same split for this race or not, but we'll have another race tomorrow morning as well. So I'm taking this one very seriously, but it's also a prep for tomorrow's race. All right, it's about to go green. 1,028 people for this race right now. Probably jump up a few more. Better join real quick. No turning back now. All right, well, look at that. Me and Darren are in the same split. It looks like maybe we're in the third split, I think. Darren's actually starting second, looking really good for the race. I'm starting in 12th, so a little bit farther back, a little bit in the middle of the pack. That should be interesting. So we'll see how it goes. Little warm up. We got 20 minutes and then 2 hours, 40 minutes of Daytona. All right, here we go. Gridding up for the race. Got 30 seconds. Good luck.
One lap to green. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed. Get ready. Going green. The pace car is in. Green, green, green. Car on your left. Clear. Car on your left. Still there.
Sean.
Last time Sean and Darren ran a big race, they had a massive crash on that last wall. So we'll have to get it.
Bring that up, Ron.
Hey, come on. And that wasn't our fault.
I'm kind of happy both of them have the same luck as the last race they had.
Hey, Steven! Lots of familiar faces in here.
Clear. Right side. Clear.
Mic check.
Whoa, what happened there? All right, a little dark for this update, but getting close to grid time. Got about 5 minutes. Gonna use the restroom. Gotta say, we're in the third split, I think. I'm second on the grid, and these McLarens are looking a little shaky. I've already gotten tangled with 2 of them just in 2 laps here, so hopefully it all works out. So my last check-in until after the race. Good luck, everybody. Let's keep it clean, green.
There goes nothing.
The pace car is in. Green. Pit road now open.
Darren, did you pit?
No, I keep missing my braking points.
Right side. Keep to the left.
Yeah, we buy
Go
the
there.
and all of a sudden these Darren. Second place 5, different points.
Stay on the left.
Guess I'm done.
Over there.
Oh, I'm just getting blocked every lap and then stupid maneuvers, and now I'm done. I'm too frustrated to continue. And this is a new subject for the show, when to quit out of the server before you end up going after somebody. Talk about not being a gentleman racer. Dude, blocking me every lap coming down the front straight. Can you, like, just hold your line and let somebody pass and then not try to fight me in turn one every lap? Thanks, dude. Thanks. So we go from winning both of our splits last year to DNFing. Did you finish yours?
No.
DNFing every single race we entered in the last week.
Yeah.
Going back to did you finish the 2.4? Or the roar?
I did finish the roar.
Okay.
Did I? Yeah, I finished the roar.
I
Poorly.
didn't.
Poorly.
I didn't. Or wait, did I No, I did finish the roar. That's right. Poorly as well. 15th place.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Limping home with a beat up car.
Yep, same here. The 2.4, lots of people showed up. We got to say that. For the roar before, I think there was over 1,300 total competitors that raced Friday night and Saturday. I think over 500, not I think, Tony gave me these stats, over 500 competed in both.
Right.
So in our split, there was over 800, or that night.
Yeah.
For the roar before. But now let's get to the 2.4, the Big Daddy. We were both in the third split, like we mentioned. And, man, all I really have to say is that if I would have put the prep in that split, I was fast enough and I think good enough to win again. I should have won that race, but not for lack of preparation, and my head just wasn't there.
Right.
I wasn't in, that's something we should talk about really quick. Is just, you got to be in the right headspace to be in a race like that.
Yeah.
It's one thing going in a little 10-lap sprint race.
Right.
You don't have much to think about but 10 laps. But when you have 90-plus laps of racing with multi-classes going on and having to judge those, and, man, you have to be on your game. You really have to be focused.
Yeah.
And if you're not, something like what happened, I take the lead and I spin, not even a half a lap later. And that was how my day went. And then we wanted to talk about gentleman racing, and we just don't want to go too long. Well, maybe we'll talk about it in the next show. But, there's just, in sim racing, and I heard this on the Daytona 24 Hours. Hurley Haywood was in the booth. He was the Grand Marshal of the 24 Hours this last weekend, and he was talking about gentleman racing's gone.
Right.
And even in real life racing, I'm sure it still exists. And he's saying that the reason, it's funny is, he brought up video games.
Really?
He said because these guys coming in think that's just a reset button and they can, it's a video game and they can reset. And I think that was a little over-exaggerated. Hurley's old school, and I think that was a little over-exaggerated. But he raced in like the 70s.
Yeah.
Scott Pruitt just tied his record for five Daytona 24 wins. But I think it's safety. The safety of the cars nowadays. I mean, you can flip them for the most part, put them into the walls, and you can walk away.
You're right.
And I think a lot of these guys, know that and take extra chances. Late in the race, AJ Allmendigger's pushed off the track.
Right.
I mean, we see that kind of crap going on in sim races,
Yeah.
and people wonder, the racing is so hectic. You know what? I'm sorry, guys, but it's like that in real life, too.
Same thing.
It's even worse in sim racing. Because I just saw lack of gentlemen, and I try to be a gentleman out there, Anyway, what about your race?
My race, much like yours, the start was it was doomed from the beginning. I didn't have the prep time I wanted, as I mentioned in that piece. Also, I had a huge difference between my qualifying time and my race pace, and that had me concerned from the drop of the green flag. I just wasn't matching the same lap times, and therefore I switched to a different setup the night before a race, which, with the amount of prep I did do, that was a terrible mistake. I just wasn't
You know what? I
comfortable.
want to thank Ryan Murray, before I forget, Podium Assault Racing. We've talked about their team when he was in the DWC. I hit him up for a setup 2 days before the race. He was gracious enough to give me 2 qualifying setups and a race setup, which I ended up running. I honestly think because of the new build, the draft was affected. I think the draft was greater in that race. And sorry for cutting you off. I wanted to thank Ryan before I forgot. And the car just didn't feel the same to me. You know, the transmission, it seemed to be slower a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
But it definitely affected me.
It did affect me too. And, you know, what's funny enough is through the course of Friday night's race, I learned that setup pretty well, made some adjustments. So anyway, my Friday race, I spun on every corner. I think I never spun in 3 and I never spun in 2, but I spun in every other corner that you can on that track.
You know what? I bet between us we spun in every corner. Because I had at least 4 spins in different areas for just dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
Just not, well, overdriving.
That you're right, and that's dumb stuff.
So
I did go on to run the Saturday morning race as well, and I made a few changes to that car, and I was still in the 3rd split. And
how was it in the draft? Were you able to?
In the draft, the car felt great. It was.
But I mean,
flying.
were you running out of gear on the?
No, because I adjusted the car.
See, I was running out of gear on the front straight, and I couldn't make passes when I should have.
Yeah.
Or really taking advantage of extra. I was before the start-finish line. I was on the rev limiter if I was in a heavy draft, and I got a good run coming out of the bus stop.
So I tightened the car up a little bit, changed the gearing, started that race in, I think, 14th place. I mean, terrible start position. Drove my way all the way up to 4th place.
You had a good run going.
I had a great run. It was like the opposite of Saturday night's race, or Friday night's race. And then an hour and 20 minutes into it, I had a total computer failure.
Well, we want your opinion. I'm guessing, this is when I first heard this, when he told me this happened, I guessed video card failure. Mm-hmm. Sean's also having some problems with that system right now that it could be a virus. We're not sure, but we formatted it. But based on your opinions out there, we love to hear what you guys think. I want your opinions on 2 things. What do you think about my Gentleman Racing comment? I want to hear from old school sim racers and new guys coming in. Do you think that Gentleman Racing exists? And I thought about that too earlier. I bet it exists in league environments a lot more because you're meeting up the same guy every week or so.
Accountability.
And your accountability, you're responsible for your actions. You're meeting that guy next week.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, what the heck happened to Sean's system? On one hand, it was kind of cool because he had this like failure going on during a long race.
Yeah.
So it was kind of made it realistic. But on the other hand, man, that sucked.
I tried driving through it too, and then funny when we were watching the 24 the next day, they were talking about like when the fog or night would set in, how it's just like invisible there at times. And I thought, well, those guys drive through it, so I, should be able to drive through it. Anyway, I could hang for a few laps, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. And I was trying to make adjustments to my system, and
it's like you were in a lightning storm or something.
That's the best description of it.
But like in the middle of the cloud during the lightning storm, it was like. So that was weird. I guessed video card failure. Maybe it got too hot, or maybe there was a driver weird thing going on the back end. But all of a sudden, though, and then it just got worse.
Oh yeah, it started to show a couple little pops, and then it just went lightning storm, like you said. Anyway, I was having a great race, and it really kind of bummed me out because I think I could have done well. I don't know about winning, but I was marching through the grid pretty well.
You were on pace too. So that's going to wrap up our coverage of the 2.4 Hours of Daytona. And actually, I want to mention, too, iRacing had a little problem on Sunday that may have affected quite a few people. The server crashed, people couldn't get in, and then they relaunched it right after.
An hour later, they restarted the race. That was not my problem, though.
Yep. So anyway, we enjoyed participating. I got to tell you, I just disappointed with myself. Disappointed with one of the drivers in that race. Not going to name names. I probably contributed a little bit to it, but yeah, it's back to that Gentleman Racing comment. And I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think Gentleman Racing exists in sim racing, at least on the open server end? I'd say it doesn't at all because there's no accountability. Even with iRating and safety rating on the line, it's
Not
just
enough.
like people drive you into the wall if they can.
Yeah.
For a position, one position. On the start, this guy was, wouldn't, stagger the start, guys. 90 plus laps, and it's like I had no room on the pace lap. It's like, come on, show some patience here, guys. We've got 90 plus laps. So
on the Saturday morning race, I heard someone on the mic yelling that at somebody, and it was like 20 laps into the race. And it's like, yeah, you want to race, but it's like, you got 80 more, 70 more to go. It's like if you're faster, you're going to get by. Take your time. Let the day come to you. I don't get it myself. I mean, it's about protecting your car. And gentlemen race, great topic. So I want to hear what you all have to say about it.
Next up, IGP Manager. We reviewed it a little while back, and we are addicted to that game. We are racing every Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time or 1 o'clock Eastern time.
I'd like to make a formal announcement.
What do you got? Well, I know what you got.
I would like to announce my new driver, the Spaniard Alfonso Martin. He took over for Lopez, who was going to retire, but we put him into early retirement. And
Don't we have Alfonso on the line?
We do. So Alfonso, thank you for joining us today, and I just personally want to welcome you to the team. I am so proud to have you on board with us, and thank you very much. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm very, very proud to be here. Very proud to be on your team too, Mr. Sean.
So Alfonso, you are joining the season mid-season. We are a top team. Does that put any additional pressure on you this season?
Yeah, he's got some pressure to finish well.
Yeah.
No pressure. I am just race car driver. I'm here to have fun.
Alfonso, I have a question for you, actually. What do you think about the competition? Like, from my guys, Dylan Jenkins and Alejandro Rodriguez?
I'm very much looking forward to the competition. As a matter of fact, I know Alejandro Rodriguez from the GP2 days. He was my mentor, as a matter of fact.
Very cool, Alejandro. So, you've already raced this season, actually. You just raced yesterday and had quite the battle against my team.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun yesterday.
That was a great race yesterday for everybody in there, I think. And I just feel so lucky because I'm the new owner of a very, very talented driver. Finishing second, gets a podium finish on his first race.
How about, what do you have to say about that finish yesterday, Alejandro?
Well, I had a great car. I'd like to thank Mr. Sean for providing me this great car, and I'm very much looking forward to Hungary.
All right, Alejandro, well, thank you for joining us here on today's show, and looking forward to racing you, or having my guys, Dylan and Alejandro, racing against you next week.
Absolutely. I think all this just shows, I think we are having a lot of fun with IGP Manager, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And hey, thanks to all the guys that have joined us on Sundays. It's been a blast. And again, we meet up on TeamSpeak every Sunday at 1 Eastern. If you want to get involved, there's two series. There's a feeder series that's 50% distance, one car per team. So there's up to 32 spots. And then there's our series that runs 2-car teams, full race distance. And again, we race at 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can check out our forums at isrtv.com. We have an IGP Manager section.
Yeah.
I've even put some tips in there how to get started and get up to speed. So
Starting to get cutthroat.
it is. And I wish a lot of the guys, we talked about this yesterday about just restarting from scratch, but we're in a huge points battle. And I almost don't want to move up and get away from these guys because I'm having so much fun with them. I wish we could take everybody to pro with us. So
Yeah.
anyway, we've had a blast. My brother's racing with us now. Our good friend Terry Allen's racing with us. So check out igpmanager.com if you haven't yet. If you're not sure what we're talking about, it's a massive multiplayer online F1 manager game. So you're not racing. You don't need a wheel and pedal. When I told my brother, hey, you should join us. Well, I don't have a wheel. And I said, you don't need one.
No problem.
Yep. And he called me yesterday again, by the way, and he is having so much fun with this.
He's doing very well for somebody who entered the series so late.
Second race.
Yeah, he's a contender.
Both of his drivers finished in the points yesterday.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good job, Damon, yesterday, and looking forward to racing you guys at Hungary next week. And I was going to say that's going to wrap things up, but we got some Forza Horizon rally codes to give away. And matter of fact, we're just going to do things on the fly here and go right to our forums and pick these names at random.
This was the DLC content, the Forza Horizon rally codes. And all you had to do was go to our forum and put in, I want to win the rally code. Something real close to that. That wasn't the exact verbiage, but it doesn't matter now because we're picking names.
Yep. And it's we had 5 pages, 96 replies to your original post. So it looks like we had about 95 people enter or thereabouts. I'm sure there's some posts that aren't related to this. So pick a page, Sean, to start with.
Okay, so 5 pages?
5 pages. Pick a page and then pick a post.
Let's go with the second page.
Okay.
And the 4th post.
4th post down. First. Actually, the first isn't even asking for it. Actually, the first is correcting me. saying it was 1,400 Microsoft points. I said it was 1,400 Microsoft points, and it's actually 1,600 Microsoft points if you want to buy it. So thank you, Stretchy, for that correction. You didn't win, though. And you said the third guy?
The fourth post.
Fourth guy, Rominger. You want to win the Forza Rally DLC? You got it, dude. So there's our first winner. Second winner, let's see, I'll get to pick the second winner.
All right.
And I'm going to go to page 4.
Page 4.
And I'm going to pick the 7th
Okay.
post.
Fourth page, 7 pick. Seventh
post.
And that is?
1, 2, 3, 4. 7 is Mr. Stig.
Mr. Stig wins some
Mr.
kids.
Stig. Mr. Stig, you win the second Forza DLC code.
Very nice.
And the third winner is, Sean, you go ahead and pick a page and pick a post.
Okay, let's give it to somebody who called in quickly, so to speak, radio show style.
I love it.
Let's go with the third caller. The first page, third pick. Third caller.
Okay, so we won't count yours.
All right, so the fourth post.
1, 2, 3. Koshi Eternium.
All right.
From England, and you want to win it? You got it, dude.
Very
There's Koshi.
cool.
There's Koshi right there with his little avatar. Nice. Check out our new forums, by the way, if you haven't yet. ISRTV.com.
Putting it to good use there.
Yes, and I think that's going to wrap things up, Sean.
That's pretty much it. I did have one big question for you before I let us end today's show. We had mentioned our human racing player frame set contest. I have my beauty here with the real, the normal seat, but the player frame set doesn't come with the seat, and we are both supposed to purchase a seat. Have you acquired one yet?
No, I have not. I've done a little research and looking. I mentioned I was going to get the one on eBay, but they look kind of cheap, to be honest. For the price, they are cheap, but they look that pleathery,
And it's like, are you going to put that on a human racing chassis?
No, exactly. Our buddy Ray, Al's house, I'd like to thank him for pointing us to Craigslist the other day, found some Carbo racing seats. I didn't jump on it, but they were like $80 for 2 seats. Looked a little torn up, but... So yeah, we're looking along. What about you?
I had a coup. I was going to pull that 914 chair that I've used on some rigs and use that instead of our DIY chair. It was too ratty. I can't do that.
It's beat up too.
And
honestly, I've got my big boy set up. I'll show you some pictures here on my platform now, and I've just been focusing on getting that dialed in.
Kind of cozy, huh?
Which I ran the 2.4 in and love it. Oh man, I like the R seat. It was a cool chassis. I'm not knocking the R seat at all, but this just really puts you in a better seating position. It really makes you feel like you're in a GT car.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the case for everybody in the world, but like this seat just touches me all the way around.
Yep.
And it's like I'm in a hammock.
Yeah.
I can just sit in it for hours and hours and hours. Anyway, I haven't gotten my chair yet, but we'll get that going in an upcoming show.
Yep, pretty soon. I think that's going to wrap it up. Oh, we talked about on our forums we were going to do a live show. YouTube isn't allowing us to do that. Well, they do at 360p definition, which is just, man, that's ridiculous. That's not even HD on a smartphone.
In today's day and age, 360?
Well, I don't know if so we tried going behind the scenes, asking them if they'll enable HD. Pablo Lopez, our good buddy, he has HD, I think because he's tied to Machinima, or Machinima, whatever they're called. But we can't do HD yet. We're looking into live stream, which does allow HD, and we'll go live there and then put our recorded show here on YouTube, but still looking into that. We were hoping that this show would be live, but we're just not ready for it yet. We're ready.
Yeah.
YouTube's not ready to let us do it yet.
Well, and like you said, this show was supposed to be live, and that's the live show. It's going to be a show just like you saw today, but live. But at the end, we would have brought up that gentleman racing topic, and we would have really beaten that issue up a little bit and talked to some people about it.
And heard live. Actually, we'll bring in callers. We have a few different ways. Some of the concerns were, how are you going to manage 1,000 people or whatever it is? Well, we're going to treat it like a radio show where we'll probably have a TeamSpeak set up with 35 slots. Our chat room at our site, which only has like 20, actually we're going to open up to 50 slots. So you're going to have to get in to be one of those callers to talk to us. We may even schedule some before the race, or before the race, before the show, where we put a post in our forum saying, hey, this is this week's topic. Would you like to join us on the show? So
That
we want to interact.
Andrettian slip, by the way.
A what?
An Andrettian slip.
Yeah, I guess so. I like that. So that's going to wrap up today's show. Check us out at isrtv.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us here on YouTube if you haven't yet. We'd really appreciate it. And that's going to do it for today's show. This Week Inside Sim Racing, late January edition. For Sean Cole, I'm Darren Ganji. We'll see you guys next time.